Okay, even though it's not Monday, we didn't do this on Monday because I couldn't find my book, but I found it. So we'll just pretend. This week is say no to say yes. A little Jack Cornfield quote, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. We are people pleasers. We own this title to varying degrees, but it's in all of us. Why? Because we care what people think about us and we hope that people like us. Because of this, we have become really good at saying yes. We say yes to our friends, our kids, our company, and everyone else's priorities and schedules. The problem is that with all of these yeses, we end up saying no to ourselves. But this week, we're going to say no to say yes. This means we need to start saying no to something in our lives in order to create time and space to say yes to ourselves. This idea might conjure up thoughts like, wow, this kind of sounds rude, or wow, this sounds amazing. I promise there's nothing rude about this. You matter too, and your needs are equally as important. Remember, no one can serve from an empty bowl. So filling up our own bowls needs to be priority as well. In the end, everyone wins because we feel better and we have more to give. Saying no to yes matters. Take action. Is there a routine in your life that hasn't necessarily been working for you? Well, it's time for some new boundaries. Communicate the changes with love, but also with a strong message that says, I have to say no to say yes to myself. Always get advice, something I've been working on for, how old am I? 44? A long time. I mean, you even look at like my high school, all the clubs and all the activities I was on, that's definitely been something, I don't know, people pleaser. I have been forever. So I know that message is always one I need to work on. So yeah, maybe you're the same, who knows? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those watching the replay, take my orthotic slippers off because that's my new reality. I went to a foot doctor Monday, and I have what I thought. I have a Morton's neuroma on my left foot, which is a little benign tumor right on my nerves of my second and third toes. And then I have plantar fasciitis in both legs. So I was told not to do any yoga. And I said, well, I teach chair yoga. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, well, we're on a chair or we're using a chair as a prop. And he's like, oh, that's brilliant. He's like, perfect. So yeah, this is the yoga I can do. This is the only yoga I teach now. So worked out. Okay, let's start off with just a nice seated position. Go ahead and close your eyes. So we are going to be focusing again on this area around our heart chakra. So as we can imagine, the heart is associated with love and compassion. The color associated with this chakra is green, like an emerald green. So maybe throughout your practice this morning, especially when we get to the opening portion, you want to think about just a nice, beautiful green color emanating from your chest, from your upper back, between your shoulder blades, out your collarbones. And because of our little Monday matters on a Wednesday, I think we should focus on this idea of self-love, self-preservation. So just take a moment to bring some loving kindness into ourselves. Maybe repeating a few good mantras like, I am loved. I'm kind. I am enough. I'll just take a few more deep breaths here. Slowly open your eyes. All right, inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, let's bend our elbows, open our chest, and let your arms fall all the way down, nice and slow. Inhale, up, forward, up, bend your elbows, let them just cascade down by your sides. 2 more times. Good. Then fingertips to your shoulders. Circle those elbows up, back, forward, up, back, down and forward. Good. One more time. All right. Relax your arms down by your sides. Let's just do a mellow side to side. Getting your spine warmed up. And then I may regret drinking that smoothie 10 minutes ago, but we're going to do a real fast breath here with some rotation. So every time you twist to your left, you're going to inhale. When you twist to your right, you're going to exhale. Keep both sits bones firmly planted into your chair, and it's a fast breath, okay? So this is, again, kind of get everything warmed up in the midsection. Here we go. You can keep your head in one place if you get dizzy. Five more. Then sit silently, close your eyes, hands to your lap. Feel all that energy, all that activity that just got produced. Just kind of bopping around there inside ya. Okay, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward. Inhale, reach your palms towards your ceiling, and then exhale, C spine, round your back. Let your palms now push straight forward. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. All right, then open your arms wide. Draw your shoulder blades towards your spine. Just hold that for a few deep breaths. And then take a twist to your right. Bring your right hand back to the back of your chair. Left hand to the outside of your knee. Sits bones firm. Let's work through our shoulders, upper back. Maybe start to turn your head to the right as well. Good, slowly untwist. And let's go to the other side. Left hand, left side of your chair, right hand to the outside of your left knee. Rotate. Maybe add the cervical twist or cervical rotation by looking over your back shoulder. Good, come on back to center, and let's go back to a little contraction. This time just a simple seated cat and cow. Last one. All right, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Chair vinyasa here. Exhale, flow down. Hands towards the outsides of your heels. Let your head hang. Breathe. Slide your hands up to your knees. As you come up, do it one vertebra at a time. Your head is the very last thing to come up. Remember, we don't do that version when we're standing, but when we're seated, it's okay, right? You don't have those pounds of pressure on your lumbar spine because we're seated in a chair. Okay, hands side up to your knees again. Slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Slide your hands to your knees. Roll it up. Inhale, reach up. This time, interlace all but your index fingers. Let's take a little lean to our right. Keep your arms straight if possible. Inhale to center. Exhale to your other side. Inhale to center. Now we're going to open twist to our right. So release your hands, arms wide, open twist to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open twist to your left. Inhale back to center. Then hands back down to the sides of your heels. Hang. Slide your hands to your knees. Roll it up. One vertebra at a time. And reach up. Interlace your fingers except for your index. Lean to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, open twist to your right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open twist to your left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, flow down. Standing forward fold, well, seated forward fold. Hands to your knees, roll it up, vertebra by vertebra. One more round of that. Inhale, interlace your fingers. Exhale, lean to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, open twist to your right. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open twist to your left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow down. Hang. Slide your hands to your knees. Press into your knees. Roll it up. Vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, reach up. This time, we're going to straighten our right leg. Kick your right leg out straight. Exhale, fold forward. You may not be able to go all the way to the ground now, right? Because of the hamstrings. And then hands to your left knee. Press into it. Reach up. Bring your right foot under you. Switch sides. Extend your left leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Coming down, stretching out your hamstrings. Hands to your right knee now. Push into it. Bring your foot back in under you. Inhale, reach up. Extend your right leg straight. Exhale, fold. Hands to your left knee. Slowly come on up, sliding your foot under you as you do. Switch sides, left leg. Exhale, fold. Hands to your right knee, press into it, and come back up. Good. Let's place our right ankle on our left knee now for some hip moves. So let's start with a little seated cat and cow here. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you sit up tall. You can feel your pelvis back under you. Good. Keep this ankle in dorsiflexion. My foot doctor was so happy that I knew what dorsiflexion meant, because that's what I have to do for my one condition. Round and lengthen. Good. Keep your knee like this. We're going to rotate again. We're doing a lot of rotation because your shoulders, your lats, your upper middle back, all of that is going to get worked here in a minute. Worked in a good way. Strengthened, I should say. Work scares people. Good, and then release, come back around, and just lean forward now. Lean forward, keeping your right foot dorsiflexed. Deep breaths. Good, come on up. Take your leg off, do a little swing. Yep. Good, all right, let's switch. Left ankle, right knee, sit up tall, and let's go right into our cat-cow. Left foot, dorsiflexed, round, your pelvis tucks under you, and then, ooh, lengthen. Could be intense on the hip. Again. Good, now let's twist to the other side, deep breaths. Good, come back to center. Long spine, lean forward, breathe here. Okay, come on up. Take your left foot off and then just your left hip. Give it a little movement. Good. All right. So for the strengthening portion of our upper body, and as you know, yoga and a good exercise regimen too includes that balance between strengthening your body, but also maintaining flexibility and mobility. So this practice is definitely going to be kind of like yin and yang and yin, really. We're going to do the yang first. So we're going to start with no weights, but still working on strength. So it's been a while, I think, since we did these. Little circles forward. Now, your arms aren't straight out to the side, and your hands are definitely not like behind you so that you can't see them. You want them just in a very, very wide V, okay? So we'll start with just little circles forward. Tiny circles, like you're doing these inside a, I don't know, a pickle jar or something, a commercial grade pickle jar. Keep going. This is called arm burn for a reason. Now let's go the other direction, circling backwards or forwards if you were circling backwards before. So the idea here is that we're not going to bring our arms down at all. Good. Now we're going to rotate one shoulder forward, the other shoulder back, like you're awkwardly unscrewing a light bulb on opposite sides of your room. Just keep breathing. I know that the strengthening moves can get us where we don't breathe very well, so make sure you're just taking those nice steady breaths here as we work on strengthening this part of our body. Okay, arms out, a little bit of reprieve as we bend our elbows. And now this works our pectorals. So you're going to squeeze, your arms may or may not touch, and then open using your upper back. Exhale, use your pectorals, your chest, and then as you open, use your rhomboids, your upper back muscles. Exhale, squeeze to the front. Inhale and reach, or open. Squeeze. and open. Now we're going to get into our lats, those big muscles of our back. So without lifting your sits bones, imagine you're picking apples off a really high tree branch, reaching up, stretching out your lats, but also still, you should still feel this in your shoulders. We're still lifting those heavy arms, and they are heavy. Good, keep going, deep breaths. Last one. Good, and then release. I was gonna do one more, but I changed my mind. All right, roll your shoulders back, just breathe and shake out your arms. Okay, so if you bought the bands through my link, you've got green, blue, and yellow. The yellow in that set is the easiest, and I would say start there. They also, if you bought the set that I think I recommended, the longer ones, you can tell this one's shorter, so that one's gonna be a real bear, and I'm not gonna use it today. So, all right, we're gonna hold just the end of one of your loops in your left hand, and then take your right hand, work it in between there, okay? We're gonna keep holding this band in our left hand right at our left shoulder. So this is gonna work our triceps of our right arm. Don't let this left hand move, okay? So we're just gonna reach out. Oh yeah, that's plenty. And in. Try not to lose the resistance in your loop as you bend your elbows. So don't come all the way up here where your band gets loose again. Keep it under tension the whole time. And this again, keep going, is focusing on this part of your right arm, your triceps, which as we know, as we get older, those are harder and harder to define. But this is definitely one of those moves that will help tone those muscles in the back of your arm. And really, I mean, there's no muscle in the body that's just for show, right? They all have a function, as does your triceps, but they tend to be pretty weak as we get older. So this is a good one to keep in your toolbox. Couple more here. Good. So we're going to give that arm a break, kind of. I mean, it does a little bit of work as you hold your right hand to your shoulder here. Now your left hand comes through the loop, and same thing, but now, a little harder on this side. Good. Again, try not to let that loop go loose. I see a couple of you are coming all the way in. Don't come all the way in. Stop at like 3/4 of the way in. You'll get more bang for your back. Nice. So I just had one of my online wellness challengers, customers, reach out, and she's kind of, gone off the wagon for a while, and she's trying to get back into it. And I was recommending all these different programs for her. And she said, well, my shoulders are bothering me. I said, well, here's the good news, bad news. It's both. You do have to strengthen if you have weak shoulders. And it goes to all things in the body, right? No matter what it is. Knees, if your knees are weak, well, then you need to work your glutes and your quadriceps and your hamstrings and your ankle strength. So don't just not do something because that area may be weaker. Now, we can stop, we can just relax a little bit, shake it out. Now we know that if it's sharp pain is accompanied with any move, that's not good, that's not helpful, but you got to put yourself in a little bit of discomfort when you're talking about strengthening different parts of your body, okay? Nobody likes forearm plank, but we all know that forearm plank is one of the most effective full body moves that we can all do, right? And almost everybody can do it. Down on your forearms in a plank position. Nobody likes that. Everybody hates it. It sucks, but it works. Okay. So take your band now, and it's going to go higher, a little bit higher than your wrists. So we don't want it right on your wrists, but close. And then you're going to bring your arms forward. Relax your shoulders down, and we're just going to alternate, kind of tapping out and bringing back in. Other side, out and in. Not a huge move, just a few inches each direction. Good. I can't see Narcissus. I'm just assuming Narcissus doing things right over there. Keep going. Nice. All right, and relax. Let's do some shoulder rolls back and kind of keep your little loop where it's at. Okay, next one, even more subtle. And this is actually for the back of our body, our scapula, and it's called scapular retraction. So we're gonna do it with the bands today, just for a little added, oomph. So what you wanna think about for your loop is keep that tension, keep your arms straight. Now this, I'm gonna turn to the side just because I don't think it's gonna look like anything from the front, but remember, it's all in the back. So I'm going to literally retract those shoulder blades, shoulder blades, into my back, retracting my scapula. And then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to push my hands forward, and then I can feel my shoulder blades kind of widen and push out more. All right, so that's it. It's just literally like an inch of movement both directions. But this is one of those things that, again, with time, with not using those muscles, we can get things like frozen shoulder, right? Where you lose the ability to be able to move your scapula, which have a ton of movement. Those little things are crazy back there. They're barely attached to your body. Good. Okay, relax. Anybody else getting sore? Whew. Let's do a little stretch here before we do another strengthen. So kind of sit your booty back in your chair a little. Reach back, grab your chair back. Roll your shoulders back. Keep the weight in your buns as you bring your heart forward. Deep breaths. Okay, we'll do a lot more of that kind of move here once we're done with our strength portion. So now you're gonna hold your loop with an outer overhand grip. So your palms are facing towards each other when your arms are overhead. So instead of bringing your arms straight overhead like I have, bring them slightly forward so that if you looked up, your loop is right there and you can see it. Okay, we're going to alternate bending our elbow and drawing our elbow down to our rib cage. Then back up, keep the tension, switch sides, squeeze, extend, squeeze, extend. Good, keep going, squeeze, extend. Remember, for breathing, every time you squeeze, it's a great opportunity to exhale. Nice. So I'm getting in the strengthening portion because for the next 3 weeks, starting on Monday, I am not doing anything that really I would consider in the workout realm. I'm doing a cleanse, a supported cleanse. So no workouts, just some gentle yoga. So you'll see a lot more restorative for the next 3 weeks. I'm selfishly planning class that way. Okay, now keep your band up there. I realize it's getting hard. We're gonna come down now with both hands and reach up. Both and reach up. One more, down and up. Nice. Oh, let's get rid of that thing. And these are also really good for your grip. You know, I've got a little arthritis starting in a pinky finger that I think I've broken a few hundred times. And so, as I've said before, Arthritis, if you got any kind of arthritis, inflammation in your joints, it may not feel great, but you're supposed to exercise and move more, not less. I know the tendency is for us like, oh, that hurts. I'm not going to move that today. Well, 9 times out of 10, you're going to actually feel better once you do move that part of your body. And so, like I said, grip strength, these little loops are really good for that. Okay, let me check the time, see if we need to go into the, yeah, I think we probably should. So we're going to switch gears and we'll be on the chair for a couple more moves, but then we're going to come down onto the ground. I said at the beginning, but I don't know that all of you are on. If you have a yoga strap, you may want that. So if you have one at home, go ahead and grab it now. We'll just get to that section now. And your loops, probably aren't going to work for this. I was going to say maybe, but they're just not long enough. Okay, so if you have a strap, I doubled mine, so it all depends on how long your strap is. And then I always grab that buckle so that it's not slapping me in the face when I least expect it. Okay, so we have an overhand grip, wide on your strap. You may need to go wider. So something to think about in this move is your lower back, if your shoulders are tight or your upper back muscles are tight, your lower back is going to take over and we don't want it to. So I want you to really focus on this move, but about drawing your rib cage in. We call it gathering your rib cage. So if you think about, when you back bend, your rib cage flares out. You don't want to do that. It's the opposite. You want to keep your rib cage gathered in towards the midline of your body. Okay, here we go. With that in mind, let's see how we do. Up and over. See if you get to adjust. Yep, it went all the way behind me. Yeah, Anne's like, yep, gotta make an adjustment there. You can only see half of Carol. We're gonna get this Zoom thing down one day, ladies. Yeah, lighting and positioning of your little cameras. That will help me see you. Don't worry, nobody else sees you on the recordings. I spotlight my video, I think. I hope. Yes, I do. I watch the replay. Okay, back to center. Now, let's shorten the grip a little bit so your hands aren't so wide apart. Bring your arms up overhead. So this is getting into the side waist, into our big lat muscles again. Like I said, very important that those get stretched out and also strengthened. Okay, so we're in the stretching part. Drop your right hand. Your left elbow can kind of bend a little bit up above. Don't let your sits bones come off that chair. You can imagine that you've just got one lung. Today, for this moment, it's your left lung. So imagine just filling it up, emptying it out. Good, back to center. And then let's go to the other side. Deep breaths there. Good, back to center. And keep your hands as wide as they are. Bring your arms back out in front of you, arms parallel to the floor. And now we're going to keep our arms straight, but do some shoulder rolls. Forward, up, back, and down. One more time. Ooh, anybody else getting some pops and cracks and creaks? Okay, hold on to the top of your strap or to the buckle with your right hand. Bring your right arm up overhead. Your strap is behind your back. You're going to draw your low ribs in again, so no expanding of your ribs. Bend your right elbow so your hand drops behind your head. Reach your left hand back. Find the strap with your left hand. And then it's up to you how much you need to walk up that strap. So if you get back there and you immediately feel a stretch on the front of your left shoulder, you don't need to walk up your strap. So feel your sits bones beneath you, feel that rooting and grounding, and then the opposite, the lift, elevating through the crown of your head. Breathe. Good, slowly release. Let's switch sides. Left hand has the buckle. Take that strap behind your back. Hair is in the way. All right, bend your left elbow. Drop your hand down towards the base of your skull. Draw your low ribs in. Reach your right hand back. Find the strap. And breathe. So remember that color that we talked about, that emerald green. Maybe just take a moment here to bring that back to mind. Good, slowly release. All right. Okay, switch gears. I want to make sure we have plenty of time for the bowl at the end. So I think we're done with our chairs if you want to just move them out of the way. And then one bolster, two bolsters, combo of things around your house. Ooh, I know what I'm going to grab. I have this crazy new body pillow. See how this works. So I'm going to put one horizontal. So we're making that like T stand. And then something long and as skinny as possible under your back. Let's see how that is. Oh, it's pretty nice. I need something under my head. Yeah, not too much. So make your combo. All right, so that feels about good. Your legs can be, however, whatever's comfortable for your back and your hips. So crossed, TP, straight is probably not the most comfortable. So I would say one of those two, either cross-legged or this TP shape, which kind of broadens your low back and feels kind of nice. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's start with where we began. Inhale, reaching your arms up and over. Exhale, bend your elbows. Let your arms slowly fall down to your sides. So that simple movement that we began with, that's where we're back to. But now we can really get that advantage of gravity here. As we bend our elbows and open our chest, you can feel maybe just a little bit more stretch. Go ahead and close your eyes. Connect your movement to match your breathing. So inhale, your arms slowly float up on that whole inhale. And on your exhale, that's the length of time it takes to get your arms down to your sides. Let's do two more. Next time your arms reach down to the sides, bring them up just a little so that they're more like in a narrow V away from your body. We're just going to hold this for about 5 breaths. Visualize that emerald green color emanating from your heart, shining out through the front of your chest, through your upper back, your scapula. And then reach your right arm out to the side so it's in line with your shoulder, palm facing the ceiling. On your exhale, draw that arm across your chest. Reach up with your left hand, give it a little pull. Good, arms back out to the side, stretch it out. And then sweep your other arm across. Give it a little bit of pull with your right hand. Release your arms back out to the sides. Take another 5 breaths here. Once again, visualizing your heart chakra like a spinning wheel, spinning clockwise. Maybe spinning a little faster now. An emerald green color, a little bit brighter, vibrant. So let's slowly make our way up to a seat and think about what position you want to be in for the singing bowl meditation. So yes, we're talking heart openers, chest openers, but what we were just in may have been a little too much. So whatever, maybe it's just like a small pillow, like across your upper back, just a little something as you're laying down to feel a little more elevated through your chest and heart. So I'll give you a minute to settle in. Make sure it's gonna, yes, make sure it's gonna sing on this pillow. So take a few moments, maybe cover up with a blanket or put some socks on, just get comfy. So with sound meditations, don't expect anything. That's my best advice, is kind of just let the sound wash over you. Yes, you may feel different things, different movements within the body. And I would just say, be open to them. Just allow things to happen. Don't expect some big, thing to happen near your heart. It may not. You may feel it more in your toes or your throat or your crown of your head. Who knows? But the sound is nice because it really does give our busy Western lives, our brains rather, a place to focus. So if you find yourself moving into thoughts, into trying to figure things out, You've always got that sound to come back to, you know, and you may need to do that often. You may only have to do it once or twice. So don't worry about it. Again, just kind of let it happen. So let's take our focus now to our heart. Again, visualize that emerald green color right there in the center of your chest. Think about that idea of self-love, self-compassion, filling your own bowl. You can always think of the analogy of, you know, instructions on an airplane about, you know, when those masks drop, you've got to put yours on first before you have the ability to help somebody else. So true. And yet I see so many of us depleting our own oxygen, our own creativity, our own power and ability to help others because we don't take the time to help ourselves first. So grab that oxygen mask, take a big deep breath, and know that when you are healthy, when you are whole on all levels, you are much more able to help others. Feel the heaviness of your body sinking down into the surface beneath you. Know that you are safe. Know that this part of the practice is just as crucial as the strengthening, as the stretching, as the mobility was. Gently draw both hands towards your heart center, hand over hand. Go back to some of those affirmations, those I ams. I am kind. I am compassionate. I am strong. I am complete. Release your arms out by your sides and begin to slowly wiggle and move. Roll onto one of your sides and pause. Use your hands, muscles of your arms to slowly press up to a comfortable seat. Let's gather our hands at Anjali Heart Mudra. Feel free to unmute your mic for a little round of ohms together. It's always nice to hear more than just me. So we'll do 3 rounds. So the Om, universal sound. Often thought about the sound of creativity, of creation, of unifying people from across the globe. So it consists of 3 sounds, an ah, an o, and then an ng, an with your tongue rolled up on the roof of your mouth. So you can think about the first sound starts at your belly, the second sound moves up into your heart and chest and throat, and then that ng is up at the top of your head, the crown of your head. Let's take a collective breath in together. We'll do 3 total. Last one. May the benefits of your practice move beyond your mat, beyond this 1 hour, and into your life, weaving itself into your thoughts, the way you speak, not only out loud, but how do you speak to yourself? What words do you tell yourself? Let them be from a place of compassion, of love, of trust in you. Have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend. Namaste.